Hello comic book fans out there! The first issue to the He-Man Thundercats crossover from DC Comics just recently came out. This was written by Rob David and Lloyd Goldfine, and it was illustrated by Freddie E. Williams II. I can't express how much of a fanboy dream it is to see both Thundercats and the Masters Universe collide together in one cohesive story. This is something that many people have been wanting to see for decades. Both of them have had successful toy lines, they've also had successful cartoon series, they also both had rebooted cartoon series on Cartoon Network. Thundercats had one season and left off on a huge cliffhanger, which really pissed off a lot of fans, including myself. While He-Man and the Masters of the Universe had 2 seasons, there was a 3rd season that was planned out, but it was scrapped, and again, I was really pissed off at Cartoon Network for doing that. It's also worth noting that both series have had several different comic book series in the past years, some of which were mini-series, some were ongoing series. The Masters Universe even had mini-comics that were included in a lot of their toys in the 1980s. There were new mini-comics that were included in some of the toys in the classic series, and both have been published by several different mainstream comic book companies. Just mentioning all of the different series that they have doesn't do them justice by a long shot, but it is worth noting that they have been around and they have been published in comic book form for a long time. Both Lion-O and He-Man have taken on Superman at several different points in their history. And unfortunately still, this comic book series is not going to be part of the regular DC universe as being part of the New 52 universe that already established that the Masters Universe exists there. But you know what? I'll go ahead and take it. I don't care if this is an independent story in its own universe. It's something I've been wanting to see for a long time. Okay, all that's been said, this issue was great. Definitely plays homage to the 1980s series, but still makes it very modern in the sense that we see a lot of blood and we saw someone who could have possibly died in this. I won't give hardcore spoilers, but I do have to say, holy crap, I was not expecting to see that at the very beginning. Mumra was one of the few cartoon villains from the 1980s that was legitimately scary and had plans that could defeat the heroes. You see him at the very beginning of this series, and it's almost going right back to the 1980s, but still amplifying it in a way where you can see that he was serious back then, but even now, he's even more deadly. This is technically not a Masters of the Universe versus Thundercats story, but you can definitely tell that something like that will be happening in future issues. I cannot wait to see the Sword of Omens go up against the Sword of Grayskull, or the Sword of Power, or the Power Sword, whatever it is you want to call it, which we probably won't see a definitive winner between the two, especially being that the Sword of Omens won't fight against something that's good. This ended on a very surprising note, but we all know that comic books end on one direction and then totally mislead us in a completely different direction in the next issue. So who knows how that's going to go. There was lots of action and battle. There was a nice explanation as to how both of their worlds are colliding together with each other, and at the end of this we also have future battles that are definitely going to be taking place between all the characters. Like we already saw Mumra and He-Man fight in this issue, but in the next issue seeing Skeletor take on Lion-O. That's something I never even really contemplated much. Freddie E. Williams does the artwork for this. Some people are either a fan of him or they hate his artwork. Personally, I think he does a great job. I love his style and I love the detail that he put into every single panel. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give any more major spoilers. If you're a fan of either franchise or both of them, this is something you would definitely want to read. Like I said, this is a DC comic book, so you can go to their website, dccomics.com, and download a digital copy from them, or you can buy a physical copy from just about any comic book store anywhere. So that's it for now. If you read this comic book, leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought about this. Or if you think you know what's going to be happening in the future issues, let me know. Give a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, check out my Patreon site, and I'll join you guys for another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. My question is for, I guess, Rob David. For the Thundercats He-Man crossover, will we be seeing some sort of clash between like the Sword of Omens versus the Sword of Grayskull versus the Sword of Plundar?
I mean, that would in no way be satisfying perform, so we'll just avoid it. No, I mean, you will be, you're gonna. The hope is that we'll all be satisfied with the things we want, and we'll get it in a way that we didn't expect it. Okay. So that's as much as I can tell you.
Okay. One last quick question. You said this is going to be set more like classic He-Man, classic Thundercats, so that means the continuity in DC Comics of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is going to be ignored?
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the story, this is based on that classic continuity. If people want to find a way that they can thread it into the continuity that we've been doing, I would not stop them. You know, that's, you know, but if they don't, you don't need to. One won't impact the other. This is, I mean, when you team these two teams up, and we've been waiting for this for so long, you really want this to be the shows that you remember. That's why we're doing this, right? So this is based on that kind of classic continuity.
Thank you.
Thank you.